Ready.
Good evening. It's not just about the spoon. Okay, so we're getting deep, y'all. All my life, I have been the I'm good either way kind of person, okay? Why? Because it's easy. Yes, that is the common thing I've heard. But I think that this gives a false view of people with the spoon problem. And you may be like, what is the spoon problem? I'm going to explain it to you. So, the other day we went to go get ice cream or gelato or whatever you want to call it. And there were many colors of spoons. And my friend Norah, she just picked one. She just did it. And I was like, she has a superpower. That's amazing. I stood conflicted for 2 full minutes, leaning on the counter, breathing, trying to decide pink or purple. Pink or purple. And see the problem? Because look in here, I could have, if this had been easy, if there had only been purple sprinkles, I would go with purple.
Oh.
But there are also pink sprinkles in there. So it could go either way. I can't choose it by size because they're the same size. I can't choose it by what Norah wants because Norah doesn't care. So the only thing that I have to decide which one is personal preference. And this is the crux of the issue. Because when decisions come down to only personal preference, it comes down to the identity crisis. So,
and you have no personality because you're a spider.
You're a spider. You're a spider. So, you made me lose my train of thought, you spider. So, well, Norah, or any normal person would see this. I didn't see this. I saw this.
Oh my gosh!
I saw those spoons, and I saw my life is ending. These spoons are cackling at me because I can't decide. Okay? So, I have to see what's next. It's not just about the spoon. That's what I'm going to talk about today. So, everything in life is pain versus pain, okay? And I chose for years the pain of indifference over the pain of failure. Like, even in this instance where no one would care about the spoons, I would care, okay? So, what do you need to solve this issue? Because I know that there are tons of people out there who struggle with it, whatever you want to do, kind of thing, okay? This is your solution. Not men. That's not what I'm saying. Don't let them make the decisions for you. That's a horrendous way to do it. You need concrete. As in, you need a concrete identity. Because if you don't have this, you will forever be whatever you want to do kind of person, okay? An identity that is so concrete, not watery concrete, firm concrete, that is so concrete that it will not be thwarted by the identities of other people. You can be around other people and still have your own identity. I am going crazy right now. So this is why the spoon situation creates such anxiety, because there is no other identity to base my identity on. I couldn't base it on the size of the spoon or what Norah wanted.
I have a question.
Yes.
You could base your identity on Jesus, like Paul said too.
Jesus never talked about spoons. Okay, yes, Jesus. But also, when Jesus is not in the equation.
Okay. I get what you're saying now.
Yes, that is a very good point, though. Yes, okay. So, but people in this group are not just one-dimensional people, okay? Or unopinionated. These people actually do have opinions. That's where people get it messed up. So I'm going to prove to you that they do have opinions. It's not just about the spoon again. So, these are scenarios where I'm highly opinionated because they were no-risk scenarios. One, the situation when you were picking something for someone else. I was picking this for Norah's mom. And so, because it was not for me, it was very easy to be opinionated. And I actually found things and I was like, oh, I like this, I don't like this. Also in this scenario, when something is given to you. When something is given to me, even though I won't say it, I can tell whether I like it or not, as Miss Mary Jane gave me this adorable little stone thing to put in my pocket. And like, and that little mouse, and it's so cute. And I was like, I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
So these people are opinionated. They just don't know how to state their own or even oftentimes think of their own because there is this fear of failure or disappointment and so many other things. So how do you help these people? With growth. Okay?
Oh my gosh, yes!
We need to help these people grow.
Videos.
Now, what they need to grow is a secure and safe environment in which they can. Now, for these kinds of people, their idea of secure and safe is never have an opinion, and then no one will ever get after me. But that's kind of like saying you're safe because you're in prison, and like nothing bad will ever happen to me because I'm in here. Like, yeah, you're safe. You're not growing, okay?
Yeah.
So don't lock yourself in a prison because it's safe. What these people really need is the safety to be at risk, okay? So they need people who will help them grow and put them in these difficult scenarios. So not the people who will be like, okay, then I will decide for you. People will be like, no, you need to make your own decisions. So people who let them have these opinions without, so that they don't develop the doormat personality. So, as this wise little gnome said, lack of boundaries does not lead to freedom. This is true. I know this. I know that you need boundaries. But if you give yourself complete freedom to be able to make your own decisions without judgment, you will then inevitably form your own boundaries, because a definition of yourself is, in its essence, the development of boundaries. A definition of a word is eliminating everything else that it is not. So in order to define something, you have to have boundaries. And this is why people who struggle with defining themselves also often have trouble with creating boundaries for themselves with other people, not letting people walk all over them. Because as they don't have boundaries with their own identity, they also don't have boundaries with self-respect and how other people come at them. So this is a very, very big issue. So again, it's not just about the spoon. It goes so much deeper than a spoon. It was not a question of whether pink or purple matched, because both would. It was not a question of size, because they were the same size. It did not come down to what does Norah want, because Norah does not flipping care. It comes down to preference, which is that arena of anxiety for people with this issue. So it's not just about the spoon. So I hope that I have opened your eyes a little bit today to the situation that these people are in and how they can fix it and stop freaking out over spoons. That's it. Do you have any questions? This was my favorite slide, by the way.
It's beautiful. I literally love it so much.
I feel so pumped right now.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
So which spoon did you pick?
I can't remember. I picked the purple. See, it didn't matter. Neither of us remembered because it didn't matter.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.